You know, I've said this in many different ways, but we really have alcohol and drug recovery programs and our whole mentality of recovery completely wrong, because it's not about pushing people into a particular behavior or threatening people or giving people ultimatums. Look, if you don't go into recovery, if you don't go into a rehab detox, well, we're going to pull away our relationship with you. We're going to pull away our funds. We're going to, do this to you and that to you. That may work to a certain extent, but for long-term sobriety, what people need is support, real emotional support. You don't need to say, "I'm sick of you. I'm done with you. Go away." Or, we have to go no contact or limited contact. That may be true as a family member to protect yourself, but what the alcoholic ultimately needs, it's really important to get to them before they get into the denial deflection stage. They need love. They need someone to say, "I understand what you're going through." They need empathy. What can we do? Let's get your life better. You need community, you need connectedness. Okay, the opposite of that is alcoholism, is alcohol use disorder. If you're not connected, if you've become isolated in your life, your disease is just going to feed on that. Okay, you need to get around other people who are also in recovery. You need to reinvent yourself. You have to have a reason to get up in the morning. Okay, you need to have purpose. An alcoholic without purpose is not an alcoholic who's going to be around for any length of time, and ultimately they're going to succumb to the disease. Lack of purpose kills more people with drugs and alcohol than all the drugs and alcohol, if that makes sense. So, what exactly does purpose mean? Purpose means it gives someone a reason to get up in the morning. It's the depth of really the person's existence. Why are they here? And if you don't have that, and if you're just floating through space, waiting to drink at night, and that's your reward system, rewarding yourself for getting through the day. I mean, that's a slow death, and so many people go through this, and it does develop into something deeper. It does develop into this mental illness known as alcohol use disorder. So it's important to recognize that. So I think the best way to recover is to find one person has to find happiness again away from the alcohol. You got to separate the person from the alcohol, absolutely, but they got to have purpose. They need to shore up their relationships, strengthen their relationships, not weaken them. They need to be strengthened. The problem is the person has to get to that point. The person has to be able to come to the table. Okay, that's what a lot of families struggle with. If you have somebody who's just, they're in denial, they're deflected, they're late stage 3, late stage 4, there's not a whole lot you can do at that point, okay? Because empathy is not going to help them. You want to get to people before that. You want to be able to recognize that someone's going down that road. As a family member, you want to recognize that. But for the alcoholic, nobody wants to succumb to this disease. It's just a dreadful way to go, and I think we need help from both the education side of it. Families need to be able to identify somebody who's going down that road before it does get too late, and know when to apply empathy and know when to apply tough love. There was actually an experiment in Portugal, of all places, a decade or so ago, where they, instead of treating people with drugs and alcohol, instead of making it a criminal offense and spending all that money, putting these people behind bars, they took that money and they said, well, why don't we give you a small business loan? Okay, so maybe you're a mechanic, so we'll give you a small business loan to open up your own shop. Okay, things like that. Or if you're a teacher, maybe we can, help you in that direction. Entrepreneurial attitude, because a lot of people, if you do get a record, you're not going to be able to really be employable. If you had a professional license, like if you're an insurance agent, a real estate agent, a lawyer, a doctor, and you're caught with 2, 3, 4 DUIs, your career's over. So instead of destroying these people, we need to figure out ways to lift them up and to help them as a society. And I really talk about this because it's so important. I think we learn through our experiences, and certainly my experiences with my wife are in the book Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. She was a very professional person, very intelligent, loving, caring person. Alcohol took all that away. And you know, and honestly, if I had known more about it or had an understanding of it, I didn't grow up in that environment. I didn't really understand what was going on with her. I think these are some things that I've learned. I would have definitely, you know, done a different approach with her, having known what I know now. And it's important, and I think Amanda's life, it's important to understand it and to grow from it and to learn from these mistakes and the mistakes that were done on both sides. And again, I go live Monday through Friday, right around 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have the Facebook group. It's called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. Again, the link is in the link tree. And when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, I have the complete set up a breakthrough call. Again, link is in the bio. It takes about 45 minutes. We do a deep dive into what's going on with you and your family. I'm looking for people who are really ready to change their lives and the lives of their family. Calls free, courses definitely not, but I'll give you a blueprint to set you up for the rest of your life. It's been very successful so far. And again, thanks for listening.